Yes, good evening, everybody, and welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. I'm Dominic, and we've just beaten Newcastle 3-1. 3-1. We've beaten them. You know what, right? Me being myself, I can't just be like,
Sorry to cut in, Dom, but I feel like your camera's turned into a potato, bro.
What are you talking about?
You're all bare pixelated, fam.
What?
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah,
Is it gone weird?
You still know it's you.
It's
bro.
not bad.
Still know it's
What?
you.
This is weird. Is it weird?
It's not
Is it
bad.
right
It's
now?
all right.
Is it gone? Is it normal now or not?
It's a bit blurry.
It's all right. Just keep going, and you can hear you, and then
keep going,
we'll probably
bro.
go better.
This is weird.
You know when like you overly ping, the camera doesn't want to like give you the sauce, bro. So it's like trying to make it look like a mug.
You know what, right? This is weird because this is the first time I've seen like a Wi-Fi thing in the top left of my screen, and I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm on McDonald's Wi-Fi. I'm gonna keep going. I think
we
it's
still hear you. It's fine.
It's
there
better
you go.
now.
It's right now.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
What is that about, guys? You've just come on and seen the technical effects of when football is not sustainable. That's what happens when football's not sustainable. The Wi-Fi freaks out, right? And I start looking like a Lego piece. Anyway, welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. Welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. I'm Dominic, and today we're going to talk about the result. Look, it's 3-1 against Newcastle. We've got Waz, Maynard Analytics on Twitter. Thank you so much for coming, man. We've got Naji Fox, the normal, the regular, Sunshine 47, and UTD Aiden. There is so much to talk about, guys. So much to talk about because, look, I'm never one of those people that kind of doesn't look at every aspect of it. If I didn't, I wouldn't try to be successful in my life, in my job, and so forth. I have to look at every single thing that I'm doing to make sure it's sustainable. We can't always look at the short term, but the 3 points is the most important thing in the current situation that this team is in, because we have to take it for what it is. This team is in a very, it's in a state of flux. We don't really know our identity of how we want to play football, how we're going to play football, what players are our first team. We're playing players that we really don't know if they should be starting every game. Ollie looked nervous because he's thinking, is my plan going to work out? We needed a bit of luck today, but again, the 3 points is the most important, and that's why I'm happy. But in this video, we are going to address every sort of bit of where we go from here. Where do we go from here? Because we're fans. Let me go straight into the comments. Physio D, I guess Rashford starting paid off. Dom, look, Physio D, don't try and call me out, man. I said that we can give Rashford a break in my preview, and then we can bring him on 45 minutes, whatever. We don't know what would have happened if Rashford didn't start, but again, he played amazing. All we can do is go based off the previous games and form and so forth. So, but don't try that, Physio D. I see what you're doing, brother. Clear, some good, some bad. We won, but we defended poorly. Injuries have exposed how reliant we are on the individual brilliance. We're going to talk about that 100%. I'll get a few more comments and then we'll go to opening statements. People are Physio D, nice. Defense needs some serious surgery, big time, big time. Not the best of games, but we take 3 points. Exactly, Ian. Not the best of games, but we're going to talk about, look, on this panel, we've got different views here. I'm kind of obviously hosting it, and I'm looking at both sides to make sure that all fans' opinions are heard. We've got Waz, who's going to come from the analytical point of view. He's going to actually break down the football and come from that perspective. We've got Naji, who's a very passionate fan. He kind of looks at football in the sense of breaking it down long term. And you've got Aiden, very, very passionate and philosophical in his approach. So you've got a nice, good panel there to kind of get your opinions. What are we looking at? Carl Lewis. After honestly, after watching that pass spread performance, I'm now an atheist. Oh, Jesus. Carl Lewis. Before we rip into
keep the comment up, bro.
Screenshot. Newcastle surprisingly played well. Really come back to know our weaknesses as a team worrying. Jesus, Kyle, you have got it deep. Upside down. If you didn't know this guy, it's called Upside Down. Let's all take a minute to congratulate Lingard. Yeah, Lingard, well done, mate.
Yeah.
Big up to you, mate. That could be probably the first loan that we bring back and actually use. I think we might keep him. I don't know. We'll see. Or get a good result for him. Get a good price for him. Let's go to opening statements. Naji, I'll start with you, man. 2 minutes for your floor, bro. How you feeling about everything, man?
My feelings disappointed. I'm relieved at the result. But the performance was disappointing. As people have been watching and following know, I'm Ollie for the rebuild, not Ollie forever. And I feel like I was saying to Aiden that we've gone past that. We're approaching that rebuild phase now where we're kind of coming out of the rebuild, you need to start seeing something progressive regarding sustainability, which is the word that keeps getting used. I don't personally see it changing, which has knocked my trust within Ollie massively. Like, we can get results like this, fine. You can say we're playing poorly, that's fine. Sometimes great teams that perform well in a system have poor games. That's okay. But this is not the case for Manchester United, in my opinion. Manchester United are struggling massively without individuals, and the individuals Ollie's choosing, he has better on the bench. And to use, obviously Van der Beek's now injured, Cavani's now injured. But I'm thinking, moving forward, how can you honestly say that this type of football we're playing is going to give us long-lasting, sustainable success is to the standard what we've been led to wanting? It's not there, and it's not. And Ollie's persisting, and this is the issue now. Ollie's had chances to choose between different defenders, create a better spine, play higher up, so it can show that he at least wants to play a more attractive style of football that still gets the job done.
Progressive, yeah.
He's now choosing still to go Lindelof, Maguire. He's still choosing Matic, Scott, and Fred. And it's plain to see that even though he's got other players, like today, I think I said to you in your tweet, Dom, I said, I know we've got no creativity now, but if it was me playing against a team that has a little bit of a low block, ultimately, I'd put Mata in the 10, so you still got that creativity, that link-up play, and I'd play Bruno further back because we know he likes to be in that position. Yes.
He had none of the ball. Yeah.
It's perfect. And then, Martial would have had a lot more in that game. I was screwing at the fact that commentators were talking about Martial in the way, and I know they don't watch United as much as I watch United and many fans watch United. How on earth can you screw over Martial when one is not being fed? And I even said when the team news came out, I said, do not expect anything from Martial in this game. The most he will bring you is link-up play and progressive football in terms of moving the ball around. That is literally what he did. And the reason I said that is because Martial needs players around him that have the same mindset and IQ. They don't have it, so it's making Martial look shit. The same way Ollie makes, excuse the French, the same way Ollie's making Van der Beek look shit to players who don't know how he plays. They expect him to get goals, assists. That is not Martial. Martial's not a striker. He's a left forward at best, left winger if you want to in the present time, who links up play and brings in other players, and occasionally gets through on goal. Like we saw one bit of individual brilliance to the end, and I saw people saying that's what we need him to do more often. That's not sustainable. Mbappe doesn't even do that 24/7. He links up play, he holds up the play, knows when to move and pass. There's no patterns of play, and that is ultimately what we saw tonight is what our future is going to look like. And I'll finish on this point. I know you said 2 minutes, bro, but I'll finish on this point. With no Pogba, you will not be playing the balls over the top, which is what Ollie's been loving to do for Rashford. Yeah. So in order to take, when you take Pogba at that team, you need a style of football that needs to be played. How on earth can you expect this type of football to be progressive for next season when what we're seeing now is without a Pogba, this is what it will look like? And because we've had 2 years where we've not worked on a style and pattern of play, next year you're going to say we're going to need to start doing it next season. That's too late. Ollie, I'm telling you now, Ollie's on the knife edge. And that's from someone who's been a massive backer with Ollie. Massive.
I hear you, man. Thank you so much, Neji. Neji, with opening comments. You know what? I think a lot of people completely agree with that, Neji. It's not sustainable. What I was watching was a kind of awful sort of reaction. I said, how can the drop-off between the Europa League game be that bad? That we've gone from a 4-0 win, playing good football, decent football, and then all of a sudden, complete invention gone. Gone. The invention gone. It relied on individual brilliance from Rashford. With the keeper, should have done better, but 100% great. Rashford was so much more effective this game. I love that. And it relied on a bit of luck. The ball going through to Daniel James with a great finish. He's loving it at the moment, so I love that. And then the last one, it's not sustainable, and that's the problem. We want Manchester United to win every single game. And I'm so happy when Dan James scored. I flicking woke up my son. He's not singing, licking there's a little donkey anymore. He's flicking going, Daddy, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? But I'm well happy. But for me, I can see it. The red lights and the danger lights are flashing, and I can see what's happening. Aidan, talk to me, man. How you feel about the game?
Just similar to what Neji's feeling, to be honest. Like,
I'm a fan of a football club. I want them to do well. But I'm just not really looking forward to watching my team play football at the moment. I'm finding it hard to see long term. And like you said, Dom, when I watched Sociedad, I said to everyone, I said, don't get excited because, yes, I think Ole did set us up right in some aspects, but they just played into our hands. They played into the counter. And when I actually look at the game since Villa, we haven't played well in any game since Villa, bar Liverpool. Okay, we got played into our hands versus Sociedad and we had 9 men versus Southampton, but we haven't. Before Liverpool, we were just relying on people like Pogba to get goals. And then since then, we've had absolute stinkers versus people like Watford and people like West Ham. But again, it comes back to this thing. I'm not even expecting us to be doing ridiculous triangles and patterns. I just want some basic levels of football coaching, which is knock the ball around well, have some structure in your attacks, have some positions. Say to Matic, stay in this position. Say to Fred, stay in this position. Say to Greenwood, operate in this position. But they didn't. And that's what ends up happening is you have players out of position like Bruno's. And why is Bruno picking up the ball from deep? Why is he? Because players aren't holding their position. And I feel like I'm like a stuck record. We're just not having coaching. And it will catch up with us because it did versus Leipzig and it did versus City. And it gets real. I'm telling you, it will get real. It got real versus Leipzig and it got real versus City. And it will get real again very quick if we play someone like AC Milan in the UEL. And it will get real very quick when we go play City in a few weeks. So I want people to remember that today we've got to win, but it's not sustainable. And I feel like a broken record, but I'm waiting for the inevitable. And it's hard to take. It's really hard to take. So yeah, that's just me at the moment. Yeah.
I appreciate that, Aidan. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in again. Like the video, subscribe if you're new. Again, we've got Neji here, got Aidan, and thanks so much for Waz from Mainline Analytics on Twitter. Go and follow him. He's going to get his views shortly. Again, Aidan, Neji's points. I can't say anything different. It's a situation now that after every game, we're nitpicking every little thing because overall it's not good enough. And really, when we beat Newcastle 3-1, we should just be absolutely having jokes, being like, oh, yeah, like we want, like, it should be fantastic. I should be going and get some Skittles, some flicking hula hoops, and just flicking having a blast. You know what I mean? Normally, Nate's got some flicking lollipops he's sucking on, but we're not in that situation at the moment because not today, because we're tired, we're worn out, the drop-off is too much. I feel like we're escaping, and I'll be honest with you, top 4 is a concern. And I know we've got the point, and I'm so happy. Again, if you're just tuning in now, do not get it wrong. I am so happy with the result, and you should be too, because all that matters is 3 points. But to see my team progress long-term, it is not going to work. It's not going to work. And I don't know how much we need to keep banging on the door, keep going on Twitter, keep atting people until something changes. Because when I saw that lineup, I was worried. I was concerned, and the concern was correct because for the first 45 minutes, we did not dominate. They could have gone 2-0 up or whatever it was. They could have gone 2-0 up easily, but it just went our way for this game. This game looked like so many other games we've played the same way where we come out, people get, oh, did you see that loose pass from De Gea at the back? Maguire falls over the ball. Fred, my gosh, the guy can't shoot or pass. And I was thinking, wait a minute, but they can. They're professional footballers. What is going on? And it keeps coming back to me is that they haven't got this system in their head that they revert back to. The system they revert back to is their individual self. And that's what scares me. That's what I don't like. Waz, tell us your thoughts, bro.
My thoughts on this game, I am happy with the result because end of the day, we did win the game. So it's good 3 points at Old Trafford. But performance-wise, as the boys said, I can just echo what they said. It's the football. Week in, week out, you don't know what United team are going to turn up. The drop off, as you mentioned, from Real Sociedad to today, it's a massive drop off. But we shouldn't be surprised because we get these results like Leipzig at home, we get the results like Sociedad away. But we know as fans, we don't play the same football. If I ask any of you lads how United going to score the next goal, none of you.
Mate, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you.
If I ask you lads how Liverpool and City are going to score, you might say, Liverpool might score via Trent Cross, or City might score because they go round the back. They go round the back and then it's a tap in for Sterling because we know their styles of play. Whereas United, we don't know their styles of play. And as Aidan mentioned, and he does mention it often, and he's correct in mentioning it, the football's not sustainable. Yes, for example, Rashford we look stale in that first 25 minutes, and then Rashford nutmegs Kraft, and then scores goal. Even the goal, the keeper should have probably saved it.
Yeah.
And then the goal for James, it leaked across to the right hand side. We didn't really play it across to the right hand side. We just got there somehow, and it was a tidy finish from what's the name, James. And then for the last goal, it's a penalty. All those are them moments in the game. They're not how we're going to score. It's not the way we play. It's just individual moments. So again, it's the conversation United fans are having between them. You get these fans where like they're very like emotional per game, so their emotion is off that game. So if United win, it's all happy. If United lose, it's really low. But they're not sitting back and looking at the overall picture, and that's a big problem with football fans. Their emotions too much in that game. You got to step back and look at the bigger picture. Yeah, so that's my thoughts.
Wes,
big up Wes, man.
I appreciate that, Wes. Like that was so well said. Like so well said.
Yeah,
You know what I don't get, right? Guys in the comments, everyone here, just tell me. I don't get this, right? I'm a happy person, honestly. Like if I see someone on the street, I'll be like, "What's going on, my man? Hello, mate. You're right. Love your dog. I'm well, nice. I love people, right? And I try to be happy." But what I can't understand, and this is nothing on Ollie as a person or the coaching system as a person, if we're seeing this, right, and we have not got the badges, we haven't managed teams, we haven't seen players. If we can see this, why can Ollie not see this, or the coaching team, or Manchester United? And look, don't get me wrong, right? If it was different, it was just 5 people on a stream talking about this, right? And they're just like flicking losers, whatever. But when you've got thousands of millions of people saying the same thing, that subs are too late.
Yeah.
Why are we not changing the systems? Why are we not playing Bailly? Why is the football so individual? Jermaine Genius today, he's got something against Martial. I don't know if he knows him or give him a lift in the car or something, but he's got something against Martial. But Jermaine Genius said to the whole stream, he said on the TV, "Oh, Man United just play off the cuff." So it's not just us. It's not just us meek little fans, right? Who pay season tickets or buy their flicking their sons and daughters kits and spend all this money in the Man United shop. It's not just us. You've got professionals of Rio Ferdinand. Flicking Edwin van der Sar said, what did he describe the game as before? Yeah, I think that's what he said.
He's the other day.
Yeah, he just said shit. That's it.
That's what he said. Edwin van der Sar, who's played for the club, who's freaking sporting director for Ajax, one of the best footballing young teams out there, right, is saying that something's not right at Manchester United. So please tell me, Aidan, why is the board or Ollie or the Manchester United system, why are we not changing? Am I missing something?
No, it's quite clear, bro. If I'm 100% honest, yeah. Okay, look, when you're a commercial business like Man United, and this is what I mean about drip feeding a culture down through the club. When you're a commercial business, a lot of it's quite the word escapes me. I can't. It's disingenuous. The whole approach of the club is disingenuous. If you're trying to make a business, you want to make the most money, so you want to make your customers happy. You don't want any confrontation. You don't want any problems. If you're Woodward, all you want is to make the most money possible. If you come out and start saying that there's problems in the club, Woodward wants to fire this person, Ollie wants to fire this person, this player isn't happy. It's like Jose. It messes with the social media likes, the viewings, all of that the club wants, because they're aiming for happiness. And this is the problem. Ollie is the perfect manager for them, because this is what I'm talking about, the board drip feeding. They brought Ollie in mainly because he doesn't say anything. Do you think Ole is going to go to Rashford, stop running into brick walls? He's not going to, is he? Do you think Ole is going to go to Pogba, stop, come to DM, stop getting taken the ball off you at DM? He's not going to, is he? Because he's a good man manager, but I think it gets to a point where you need to sit down and sit someone down and say, you're doing this wrong. You know, when you're in school,
What about this, Aidan? Because Solskjaer apparently said, I've seen this tweet as well, some movement, Anto, start moving.
Again, that's the most you're going to get from him. You're not going to get anything else. You know, when you're in school, and that kid, the kid's being naughty, and the teacher says, look, come on, look, get better. It doesn't work. And then eventually you have to start being firm. That's what you have to start doing. You have to sit someone down and say, do this. Ole is not doing that. If Ole had any balls, he'd say, look, drop XY player, do this, that. But he's not. Because if he goes up to Pogba and says, do this, Pogba will be like, who are you? Realistically, what have you done? So I think that's the issue. A lot of players need to be sat down. Maguire needs to be sat down and says, stop being such an absolute bum. You're getting bodied. Same with Lindelof. Rashford needs to be sat down and saying, stop running into brick walls. So many players need to be said, just do the basics. But everyone in the coaching staff and Ollie is too scared to say that. It's all about happiness. You need some backbone.
It's all about...
It's true though, bro. All this guy ever says is, oh, yeah. Bro, have some backbone. Have some backbone.
Do you think it's just what Aidan mentioned, like having a backbone to say it, or do you think it's actual his own lack of coaching ineptitude?
I agree with Wes.
Does he know? Does he tell Martial that make that angle run when he's playing forward?
Yeah, he
to
doesn't
drop
even
in
know how
or
to.
to spin in that space? Is he telling him that Jamal's Lewis pushing forward, so drop in that space? I'm not saying it's the same move. This is what your high school PE teacher tells you to move.
I think
But that's the thing. I don't know what's worse.
Sorry. I was just about to say the prime example of that literally was Raheem Sterling being coached by Pep the other day. It wasn't just move; it was look how to move, and then he went and executed it same way. Luckily, he was managed to be in a position where he was able to, do that movement. But still, when the opportunity arrived, whether it was straight away or later on the game, that was the movement he wanted. That to me is specifics. You can tell anybody move, that's it. But then that's like just saying, as you said, move in that line and hope that someone finds you. It's a case of if you move in a certain way, that will allow certain players to know where you are, which will then give them the indication of where to pass the ball, so that by the time the ball gets here, you are here and not here, which means we've got an opportunity to score. That to me, I'm not a coach, but I'm telling you that is how it works. You don't need to be a coach.
Hey, we've seen it. You don't need to be a coach to see that. Yeah, we've seen it, man.
Yeah, you don't need to
I
be.
think that's the issue. Ollie, at this moment in time, he doesn't. Don't get me wrong. He doesn't have to be that coach. Let's just put that out there. He doesn't have to be that coach. But what he does need to be, if he's going to be a man manager, is have a coaching team and a style that have a style of play that allows for those simple, as Aidan put it, simple patterns of play. Not, we're not asking for Pep 24/7. Fergie wasn't a Pep 24/7. But I posted up, I think it was about 3 weeks ago. I posted up a few decent plays from Fergie's last Premier League team with Cleverley, Welbeck, and the team Kagawa. If you watch the manner in which they move that ball about, you think, raw. And these are man like Welbeck driving through the middle in the centre, linking up play with Cleverley. Now I know them man don't get in this team no more, and that's how they were playing. Now that wasn't on Fergie. That was on I'll say Querios at the time if he was still there. But his coaching staff ultimately created that pattern and that style of play, and that's what we're asking for. When you've got the ball, at least put players on the pitch that can. If you want to freestyle, cool, go do it. But at least put players who are competent at freestyling.
Put Mata, Bailly, all them man.
If put them on if they're being pressed, because if that's what you're going to go with, that's going to be your go-to. That's going to give you the biggest chance to win all the fans over. You're still choosing to play Maguire, Lindelof, Fred, and McTominay when they're in the team, and you can't tell me that Van der Beek is not a better player in that position. No, no one can tell me those things. It's frustrating, and it's on Ollie now. It is.
No, G, I completely agree with you, bro. It's not things that no one's like, oh, that's a bit out of there. What are you talking about? This is all clear, really simple stuff to digest. I tweeted this earlier that I watched. I'm not sure if you all watched the Ravel Morrison podcast with Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah.
And I've been saying this in so many streams that the football that we do is so overcomplicated. The best football that we see is when the ball does the work. Ravel Morrison said, I've been to Dutch leagues, I've been to Swedish leagues, I've seen it. And in the English league, everybody and all the fans are so sort of like nurtured now to say that if you're a good player, if you do this amazing ball or these diagonals or do this, whereas you're actually a much better player if you're doing 1-2s, pass and moves, letting the ball do the work. That's how football becomes beautiful. And that's why when we go to competitions where you've got a decent manager who knows how to change their game, we get played off the park because the people are making the ball do the work. Look at RP Leipzig. Obviously, they flopped against Liverpool, but when they played us, they were playing some good football because they look, come on, they had Andrea Flickenlino and all these guys I don't even know the names of, right? They probably have 2 or 3 good people. Apart from that, they let the ball do the work. Football is so much more simpler than people really understand, and we just don't do it. As soon as Mata came on, right, I saw him passing and moving. I saw it, right? And it's the little things like that that when you have people, this is why I think for myself that Martial is not thriving. I'm going to talk about Martial. Guys, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you joining and watching. Look, we're happy with the points, 100%. I'm sleeping good tonight, but I'm going to wake up a little bit worried because in long term, it's not sustainable. I want to talk about Martial, right? Because people keep going about Martial. Martial's, he's rubbish, sell him. He doesn't want it. He's sulker. Listen to me right now. Martial is in a team that does not keep the ball. Martial's playing with people that do not keep the ball. Martial's playing with low confidence, 100%. But where's that low confidence come from? This is the same guy that was nearly going to be a top goal scorer a couple of seasons back. Do you know what I mean? When he was scoring for thick and fun. This is the same guy that's won us most of the penalties that Bruno's converted. No one's talking about that. No one's talking about what he actually brings to the game. Why is he not thriving? Because he's not in a team to thrive. And people might say to me, oh, no, you just love Martial. Trust me, I criticize flicking from Rashford to Bruno. I criticize everyone. Yeah. I can see a player who's not thriving in the team. It's not thriving. How much balls, right, did Bruno get today? Nothing. I didn't see him. He scores a penalty. No. So forget about it. What if Martial took that? People wouldn't be going on him. It's not fair. Yeah, you're talking about Martial. What was your thoughts on Martial, bro?
Yeah, the thing is, you see with the fan base, even when I put that tweet out, for example, like 2 weeks ago, I criticized Martial. I've criticized even Bruno in the past for being a bit like too quick when he's getting the ball. He's hitting it first touch and he's not holding the ball in the final third. So I criticize and praise like almost every single United player because I don't do agendas. I support United. I want United to win. I want the best for United. But with Martial, he's at the end of the sequence, but he doesn't even know what that sequence is going to be. So he doesn't know when Rashford gets the ball, what he doesn't know what Rashford's going to do. He doesn't know, shall I get in the box because Rashford's going to cross it. He doesn't know, Rashford doesn't know what Rashford's going to do. Do you get what I mean?
I like he doesn't.
And you know what? I can see people talking about it. Look, I'm not saying that Martial's playing amazing. I'm not trying to get like a buy Monopoly get out of jail free card. No, he's not. Maybe he's not running enough, and he's not trying to be clinical, and he's not making individual brilliance. I'm not protecting him. I'm just saying to you that there's a reason behind this because you don't turn crap overnight. People think
you don't. Yeah,
people think world class or good players or 7 out of 8 out of 10 players just turn rubbish. They don't, because when people thought Pogba was rubbish when he weren't playing well, he's come back now and everybody's like, "Oh, Pogba signed a new contract."
I love him, bro.
Too wishy-washy.
This fan base, bro. Yeah,
trust me, Martial has not turned crap. He hasn't. No. He might be going through a bad time, which might be making him think, okay, if I'm not going to make that run because I know the ball's not going to get past me. That's wrong. I get that. You still got to make the run. But we know the type of player he is. So we have to try and play with the players that are on the pitch. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't get it because people in the comments now, what will be saying, some people have had enough of Martial. Martial has been asked, I'm not going to put all the blame on Ollie. Yeah, I understand you, man. He's playing a bit frustrating, but I have to look at both sides. The excuse of Martial getting boring now. He's not performed all season. I don't want to hear about last season. Look, I get it, but you've got to look at both sides.
Can I just say on Martial, because I'll be honest, and I'm sorry to keep going back to Fergie. I'm not going back, but I'm using him as prime examples because he had so many examples, right?
Yeah.
There's been many times, when Fergie manages players in a certain way. He would shout at Rooney for something Nani did. Nani was an introverted character and an introverted player. And Anderson the same. He knew if you shout at those guys, get on the back, blah, 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 you ain't going to get the best out of them. The first question fans need to ask themselves, do they want the best out of Martial? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, understand the type of player he is first and foremost. Yeah. Secondly, when he was having a poor running form, he was massive. It was massively out of the blue how much stick he was getting for not scoring and assisting. That showed a lack of intellect, showed a lack of understanding, and actually was playing at that time was still on high confidence in terms of the shots he was taking, the link-up play, movement. What he brought to the team when he was getting his original stick was class. But he wasn't scoring and assisting like Rashford. And Rashford was getting away with it because he was getting goals and assists. However, there was a period where he was playing so poor over a period of 90 minutes. He didn't get it. Now, because the fans were so reactionary, obviously he's picking up on that. Now, that's added pressure, in my opinion. That's unnecessary added pressure at that time to a personality of Martial's kind. That was a prime time when you should have actually, if you're one of those fans, you should have been actually supporting him, getting on his back, saying, yeah, come on, let's go. not slandering him. That it wasn't necessary for that. Add that on top of the racial abuse and everything else. That is a massive mixture of negativity that has gone into a player who doesn't deal well with negative emotions in that manner. Now I'm talking about personality. You want the best out of that person. Martial has massively been slandered for doing the right things from a footballing perspective, but not getting goals and assists. And it's now got to the stage where we know that when he's feeling at his lowest, he's then not stepping up, and that is now affecting his performances.
You know me, Nagy, even Aiden as well. Do you? This is a cycle, isn't it? I just realised that you was talking, Nagy, because your points were so right. You know, it's one time it's Pogba, and AB's like, "Oh, get off." And then remember when Rashford was getting slated, he couldn't do anything right, and I'm like, "Oh, Rashford." And now it's flicking Martial. People always want to find someone just to get at and blame it on and so forth when they realise that it's bigger than Martial. It's so much bigger than Martial, because if we fix the root of the issue, Martial will slot in and score 30 goals.
Yes.
Bruv, Martial.
Slot in and score 30 goals.
I guarantee if Martial goes to Manchester City, praying it doesn't happen. Hindsight.
Bruv, it's not just Man City.
Not even in City. This City team, if he went into a team that had a style of play and a pattern of play where they could at least retain the ball for 5 passes minimum, bear in mind that's basic, bro. I'm not even gassing, bro. That is basic football. You show me a 90 minutes where we've been able to make 5 consistent passes under pressure, right? Martial is the only ball. As soon as that ball's fizzed into him from a poor pass from Fred, Matic, got McTominay, look who's the one who's controlling it.
Yeah.
Look at the touch.
Martial,
You know what's so good?
The only play we've got on that pitch that kills the ball dead and actually makes us retain possession. Now, most football heads love goals and assists. They don't look at intricacies of what makes and build up plays and all of that. Martial is key to either every perfect pass and move into the area, or he is key to maintaining possession basics. You won't find another player in the team who can do it as successfully and consistently as him. The ball does not bounce off him.
You know what? Right?
We know this though. Like,
you know what's really good, and I'm gonna come to you. I just want to lighten the mood a bit and talk about something really funny. I think it is so hilarious. Guys, did you see Fred passing and shooting today? How funny was that?
did you see what I put on my Twitter? Dominic? Yeah. Oh, that should be crucial.
Look, like, I just find it so funny. I was watching him, and he did the pass, completely went out of play.
Yeah.
Just tried to shoot, and he went over there. I was like, I love you, Fred. But you're rubbish in picking our off.
But again, like when we talk about coaching, why is Fred having to make line-breaking passes?
Yeah.
Why is Fred having to make cross-field passes? Do you see Gundogan making cross-field passes? No. Do you actually see him doing it? Bro, seriously, if you look at Gundogan and Fred, they're somewhat similar players. Maybe they don't pass in 95 from it. Right, okay. But if you look at people like Gundogan, okay. Yes, there's differences and nuances of their game, but Van der Beek, Gundogan, Fred, they're all similar players. They're box-to-boxy type players-ish, roughly. They're not asked to smack the ball halfway across the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
If we had a system where Matic comes close to pick it up, if you had someone that knew what they were doing, they'd say, okay, I know Fred isn't good at long passing. So if Fred has the ball, guys, come close, give him a short option. No to pass and move, because they'll understand the nuances of the players. Martial, for example, he thrives when Rashford and him are close on the next to outside of the penalty area, and they can do give and goes. A good manager would say, make sure you're closer, but it doesn't. A good manager would say, Fred, push up a little bit so Bruno can push up, so then Martial doesn't have to be so deep, so then you can link up with Rashford.
Aiden, just whilst you're on that, because I want you to continue, because you're making a great point. That is also a failure for Ollie playing centre-backs. That means we have to push a lot deeper in our own half. If you're playing higher, you've got more chance of having players connected to Martial. But carry on, bro.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. Like, and what you got to understand about football, it's like every single bit is an interconnected web of different pieces that affect each other. Yeah. The centre-back affects Martial. It does. Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. Why is Bailly or Twanzebe not starting? If this was me, and I'm playing Newcastle, okay, low block is thrown around a lot, but let's just say conservative team. Yeah, conservative. Conservative team. I'd play Bailly or Twanzebe next to Lindelof and Maguire. That would mean you could play higher. Also play a 4-3-3. If we had a higher line and we could retain possession better, we'd then be able to give Fred more time and to make line-breaking passes like he did against Sociedad when he gets half a second more on the ball. That would then allow Martial to not have to go deep as much, allow him to get on the end of crosses, and he can link up with Rashford. But the thing is, I don't see this manager changing. After 2 years, you're not making simple decisions. Like literally what I'm saying is, if I was like, for example, with Tuchel, he has got a basis of a good team. They don't concede a lot and they retain possession and they are drilled well. You can then go on to make a system. A system may take a year, but he's got the basis of a good team. Ole doesn't have that. It's been 2 years. I'm not asking you to do a Pep Guardiola total football. I'm asking you to do basic things right. I'm sorry I've waffled on. I think
no,
you guys need to speak. But yeah, it's just it's just my opinion.
When you start playing those sort of centre back pairing, some by chance, maybe Cavani's playing, and they're like, yeah, this is what Cavani should be doing, but it's actually based on the system and the sort of strategy you're playing with the players that are on the pitch, allowing you to go up the field, allowing the ball, allowing Cavani not to have to come deep to get the ball. Bruno was about to go goalkeeper, who was trying to come deep to get the ball.
Yeah, he was, bro. Yeah, trust me.
He was not going to touch you, but you know what, right? You know what? We won 3-1. Got to be happy about it. Got work tomorrow. I can not be sad now, which is good. It's one of those simple ones. Wise, talk to me though, because I said it before. I feel like Rashford is my son. My son. He's my son. Like Mufasa, Simba. Everything you see is yours. He's one of those sort of ones, right? But I feel like he's my son because I feel like I want more from him. I'm always like, Rashford, you're so good, and if you just tweak your game, you can get better. This game, Rashford was completely different to Sociedad game, all the previous ones. He felt like he was a bit more clinical. He felt like he was up for it. Where did that come from what you saw?
Yeah, I felt, what's his name? Rashford was quite direct against his fullback today, because I think earlier on, Kraft, he tried to go in and Rashford a bit, and I think Rashford didn't like it. And then later on, he skimmed in once, and then he skimmed in again for the goal where he nutmegged in, and he cut in and shot. Yeah, I felt he was direct, but see, with the bigger argument with Martial, Rashford, he's a direct winger, he's an inside forward. He's not looking to create for Martial. He's looking to beat his man and score. So that isolates Martial there. And even with Martial last season, I think got 24 goals in all competitions. And on today, United only created 2 big chances. And between James and Rashford, they only made 1 key pass between them. So that just shows.
My God!
Yeah. That just shows with Martial, he's not getting service. He definitely can do better.
Yeah, of course he can.
For sure, he can do better. He's missed a lot of opportunities 1v1 against the keeper this season. I've seen that, but it's all right scapegoating Martial and putting all your problems on Martial, but you've got to look at the bigger picture. I think against West Brom, Cavani only had 2 touches in West Brom's box. So what's that saying? That's saying Cavani's not getting service as well.
Oh yeah. No, Waz, I completely agree with everything you're saying.
Just seen a comment on there that said Martial isn't a 9, and this is another thing. It's like how can we keep judging a player who's not playing in his own position and then giving bare heat and saying he needs to piss off and get out the team? Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, it's not like if Maguire and Lindelof are playing out of position and making the same donkey mistakes they make, I'm like, you know what, fair play. Like, they don't play that position, cool. Same with Scott McTominay. You know me, Dominic, and I'll come for Scott McTominay. If he's playing CDM, I have to judge him as a CDM, although I know he's not that. So he's going to get fair criticism. Yeah. However, it comes on Ollie for picking him in that position, not Scott. Scott's got to do a job there. When Scott plays in his box-to-box role, he's had nothing but ratings from me because he's like, oh, you can see what he's doing. Martial's playing as a striker. He's not a striker, okay? He's a left. He's at most a left forward. At most, he's a left forward. At most. Yeah.
You know what? I'm seeing lots of people talk about Martial. I've seen people say he's a striker. I think flicking Jermaine Genius said this today. He's a striker. He's a striker. Someone else said he's a left winger. You're saying he's a left forward.
Who's Jermaine Genius again, bro?
What is
Can I say?
He got bullied by Nemanja Vidic. That was it.
But can I say though, like, I think this idea that most people have that players are one thing is a bit ridiculous. Yeah. How many players can you say in the world that are one position and have no other attributes of another? Barely any. Usually players, but it's like he could still play box to box. Like people like Neymar, he's a 10 and he's a left wing and can sort of play as a striker. Martial, he could probably play 10. He's sort of a left wing, he's sort of a striker. Rashford's like left forward, right forward. Like, I think what we're trying to do is, we're trying to answer what position is Martial. When actually, in reality, most players don't have one exclusive, clear position. Gundogan is sort of a box-to-box, sort of a pivot player. It's not about what position do they play. It's about how does the manager fit them in the system. It's like this culture of like, I joked, I said, someone will come out and say, yeah, but if we had a right winger, after today, when that's not the point. Rarely do like managers get every single player they want. How many teams, where the right back is exclusively a right back, the centre back is exclusively a centre back, the DM is exclusively a DM, the right wing is exclusively a right winger, and every player is perfect? It doesn't happen. But that's why managers have systems. Wijnaldum is sort of a 6. Henderson is sort of a 6. Firmino is sort of a 10. But Klopp has made a system that fits around them. You don't fit players in something. The only players you need to be one single position is your spine. The rest of it is interchangeable. And granted, we don't have a spine, but this stupid stuff about what players what.
You know what?
Just fit them in the system.
Yeah, you know what a prime example of that is? We want Sancho. Sancho's not really a right winger.
Exactly. He's a left winger /10.
You know what I mean?
It's just stupid.
Borussia Dortmund play Sancho where he needs to be played for that game. But we see clips of him on the right. I see more clips of him on the left.
I disagree.
Bro, he's a 10. He's like Hazard. He's like Neymar. He's like Grealish.
Yeah,
he's a 10.
He's not actually a right
That's
winger.
the thing. So this is what irritates me when people say, "Oh, well, why didn't X or Y player do this?" Rarely do managers have every exact position where the player is one position solely. They have elements of it, and whatever they're best at, you suit the system to fit that. That's how it goes.
I think the missing. I mean, you make a great point. Every player in this day and age can play more than one position.
Yeah.
And I mean, I look at Mahrez. Mahrez only plays on the wing. That's it, and he cuts in. I don't think Mahrez could play a 10. He probably could because he's got the attributes. But when it comes to you playing your actual position, there's a reason why you play your actual positions, because it's more natural for you and the way you play. Like, I look at Rashford. Rashford, we all know he's going to cut in, bang, let the go like he did today. When he's on the right,
what's Rashford's position, AG?
Say again. In my opinion, I feel he's more of a new style left winger in terms of he's not a creator, but he's an inverted striker.
You know what I mean, though? Like, we've got to make.
Yeah, but again, you didn't have a straight answer. That's what I'm saying.
But this is my point. If you let me land, this is my point. I know when Rashford goes on the right, he doesn't cut in on the left because he's faking. Like, even today when he was on the left, he had a chance to cross it with his left. He didn't. He went for another step over, lost the ball. So certain players naturally play better in certain positions. That's a fact. Like Van de Beek, he's been played in a 10 position. We know he's not a 10. He can play there, cool, but he's not a 10. And unfortunately, Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I know you mentioned Klopp's system and everything else, but Manchester United, Ole clearly wants individuals who work it out for themselves and not based on. So if he needs individuals, then he needs individuals in certain positions. Unfortunately for us, who like to see football played through patterns. So ultimately, you're going to have a Sancho. You're going to have a Rashford on that side. You're going to have ultimately a Luke Shaw who accompanies someone like Rashford. Because unfortunately, Luke Shaw bombing over or coming on the inside is perfect for Rashford. Because when Rashford's got the ball at his feet, Shaw's just taking a man out of his way so Rashford can go in. When Martial's got the ball at his feet, it's 1-2 touch with Shaw. And it's like, oh, we've broken up the play. So ultimately, you need players in their natural preferred position. The preferred position is better because they will be able to tell you where they would prefer to play.
You know what it is, right? I think it also comes down to where these players have grown up playing. Like, Rashford's been under different managers. I don't think he knows what he is. I think Martial was told to go up front, then he was told left. Jose kind of went, I don't know what you are, mate. You sulk, go away.
Wing back.
People were like, there's no one knows what their position is. If you look at Lewandowski, that guy ain't playing on any wings. He's playing up front. If you look at Harry Kane, sometimes he plays 10 that's because of Son and how Jose wants to play. Harry Kane is a striker. I get what you're saying, AG. People naturally revert back to their what they've been growing up on. But I think because our system's changed so much times, people have had to overcompensate to make up the lack of system and play patterns that we've seen everybody everywhere. Bruno shouldn't be running around like a headless chicken. He shouldn't be. But he's going everywhere to try and find the ball. We can see Rashford's trying to do all these step overs just to make something happen. And a clear example is that first goal. We weren't going to score a team goal in that first half. No. We weren't. We weren't going to score a team goal. There was nothing showing me there that we can do that. The amount of times flicking Dan James, the Flash, flicking, I really rate him in terms of like him coming back up, trying to get himself going. His ability is limited. We all know that. But he got to score a great goal. Good on you, mate. Well done. But he got into a position on the right wing in the box about 3 or 4 occasions to cross the ball. The crosses never made anyone. They never made anyone. And the thing about this, right, is that
0 out of 4 crosses today.
Say again?
0 out of 4 accurate crosses. So you're right.
0 out of 4 crosses. And the thing about this, right, when you got someone who on the right wing, we need that retention, we need that completion, and it all comes down to people knowing their roles and understanding what they need to do. And the reason why Rashford frustrates so many people is because you don't know what he's going to do. We don't know what position he's playing. He tried to do a shot from 50 yards in the first half.
Like, why are you doing that?
Why are you doing that? What are you doing? Are you crossing? I haven't seen him do a cross at the byline that much. I've seen him try and do 50-yard balls. And fine, he's trying to make something happen, but he's trying to overcompensate for what the team is doing, the lack of what the team is doing. That's the problem. And that's why we keep talking about individual brilliance, because we keep reverting back to that because we don't know the different systems and we don't know what we can revert back to. And that's why we've got Fred trying to do shots. And one time, it's so funny, right? I saw someone on the wing and Fred was running. He was like, pass to me. The guy completely ignored him.
Yeah, ignored him, bro. I was laughing as soon as I saw Fred's hand in the air, bro. He was like,
guys,
no, put your hand down, Fred. No one's giving you the ball. You're still going.
Guys, thank you so much for joining.
Let's go, bro.
Thank you so much for joining, guys. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining. Look, we're well happy with the result in terms of the points. We're second in the league. That is crucial. We have to ride this season out. We haven't got a lot of games left. We've got the Europa League. We need to keep going. But I'm just worried. Look, we'll come to the part now where we're going to do a shotgun player ratings. When I say shotgun, this means that it can't be a lot of explanation because it will just take 17 days. So it's a shotgun. We're going to go in a row. And it might be interesting, these player ratings that we get. But let me quickly get the team up. So we'll start with David De Gea. Waz, shotgun. What's your rating?
6. I felt he could have done another ball where Maximin scored. I felt if that was Henderson would have cleared Maguire out and claimed the ball. So that's where I feel he can improve. Yes, so 6.
Okay, I agree with that. I agree with that. Neji, Wan-Bissaka, bro.
Disappointed, but it didn't do much wrong, but didn't do nothing great either. So I'm giving him a 5.
He defended well though against St. Maximin.
For me personally, I struggle to give people extra dues because they're doing the job they were there to do. If they do more, then I'm like, okay, cool. Like, because sometimes, like Bissaka against PSG, he defended and then he defended some. Like, it was like, raw. Yeah. So then I'd be like, yeah, big performance. But like for me, the tackles he did was standard. So yeah, 5.
I'll give him a 6 only because he nullified St. Maximin most of the game, apart from when he got in the box and that. And I have to give him that because I think if we had Williams there, I don't think Williams would have got flicking. Did you see when Dan James got sent for a hot dog?
Yeah, he got sent for a hot dog, mate.
He got sent for a hot dog.
Then he started running back to go get the mustard and everything else to go with it, bro. Like his head was down. He was, you know, that old pinch, the way people pinch their nose after they get embarrassed.
Yeah. Dan James. All right, Aiden, what are you saying about Lindelof?
I don't know, about 6. I mean, bruv, do you know what? Yeah, like, it's like 6, mate. I don't know, mate. Like 6, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
Aiden does not rate Lindelof. That period, he just does not rate.
No. I actually rate Lindelof. I think Lindelof's a far better centre back than Maguire. Maguire's huge, but it's like
I'll give him a 6 as well.
Yeah, 6.
He defended. He defended. We kept one goal out, and the goal was from a shambles in the box. So I would give a 6 as well. All right, I'll go to Maguire. Oh, it's me. Jesus. Oh, great. I'll get Maguire. I don't think that was his fault directly for the goal. In honesty, he could have headed that away. Not
could have, should have.
Yeah. Okay.
That ball was coming to him. He had a lot of time.
Don't remember his expectations are up here because he's captain.
Okay, right.
I don't necessarily think it's his fault, but they're up here.
All right, I think that Maguire could have done better and organised better, but there's so many people in that box that should have helped out. And marking St. Maximin, that's not fair. But for me, if you get on the pitch just like FIFA, you walk on with a 5 above your head. If you make mistakes and get bad passes, your number starts to go down. You start panicking, so you start doing little touches. Right? I'm going to give Maguire 4 for the expectation that we need from our captain. He's not scoring goals. He had a couple of headers that he could have tried to go on target. He's not even doing that. That's half the reason we bought him for. So my expectation for him, I need more from you. So I'm giving him a 4. What we got next? Luke Shaw, Wes.
I thought Luke Shaw generally played fairly well. He tried to cross the halfway line and try to link over Rashford. I don't think most of the players are going to get above 5 and a 6, to be honest. So I'll give Luke Shaw a 6.
Luke Shaw a 6. Yeah, I think he had some good links up with Rashford, but it's such it's a bit of a freaking white bread and butter, isn't it?
I'm giving him a 7. So.
You're gonna give him a 7?
Like if you watch the plays, I mean, even at the depth, when we actually looked like we were going to score a proper goal, he was the one fizzing the ball across the box, no striker to finish it. You know, and we've seen it with Shaw.
Yeah.
We've seen it with Shaw a lot this season and last season, where we know he should have way more assists than what he's got. As top
that's
striker,
true.
Getting him an assist. If he gets an assist today, I was like, 7 minimum. So looking at what he put on that pitch, I'm giving him a 7 personally.
Okay, bro. Okay. Who's next? Nagy. Fred.
Fred, talk to me.
What are you saying?
Go on, if you're
Waz or you, bro?
No, mate. Nagy, mate. Fred.
Frederick, man. It is. I saw a picture. I can't waffle on. 10 seconds. Let me get it out. I saw a picture of him and his kid. His kid looks like him, man. Same smile, cute. Like, you're a nice guy, Fred, man. Like,
It's about the football, Nagy. It's about the
guy.
football.
Just not.
As Kyle Lewis says, the performance from the past made me an atheist. So as Kyle Lewis says,
bro, Fred's not good enough. Like, I'm not saying he's not good. What I'm saying is the key word's enough, man. So he's getting. Oh my God, I'm giving him a 3.5 because of the effort.
Wow. Okay. I'll say 4.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Because he broke up some play. I did see him intercept and make some tackles when they were trying to counter, which I said in the preview would happen. But yeah, 4. I'll give him a 4. 3.5, like you said, 4. What have we gone to now? Aiden, Matic.
Yeah. I think Matic was pretty all right, actually, apart from losing possession that once. I think he was pretty good, to be honest. So I'd just give him a 6.
Nice.
We could give him a 6.5, but I think he was pretty solid, actually.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are getting above a 6 in this rating.
Dan James.
No one stands up. Dan James.
For what he did, based on the... Well, no, we'll get to him because it's not my pick.
Yeah, you know what? That's funny. I've got Dan James now. Dan James. Dan freaking James. You know what, right? I'm going to give him he scored a goal. It's important, though. But he's not a 7. I'm sorry. It's not a 7 game. No one in this team should be getting above a 7 for me. So 6.
Nah, nobody does.
That's a high 6. That's like a good high 6, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like golf, whatever it is, par 5, 6, whatever you call it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think a great goal, but apart from that, he couldn't complete a cross, and it was like he wouldn't in the first half. He wasn't there. I didn't see him. He didn't do anything.
He looks like a dog chasing a boat or ball. You know when you go park and then like Labradors chase them. Yeah.
The reason that I'm not going to give him any lower than a 600%, and why he was close to my man of the match, not because he messed up with the crosses, because he did. His end product wasn't great. However, when he had the ball at his feet, I've seen a different player in Dan James in terms of, okay, can't go past the man.
I saw that actually. You're right.
He actually was so confident on the ball, dribbling wise. He's never actually been good like that. Normally, he's dribbling straight lines, lose the ball. Today, he actually enticed a couple of defenders.
I saw that. Yeah, you're right.
And then he actually released the ball. Now, for me, player watching, I've seen a massive improvement.
That's true. I saw that too.
Him doing that consistently off confidence, and especially obviously against the team that was pretty much sitting back, and he can't really do a Sancho Rashford and go past the man. He actually brought a lot more to the game than most players. He actually allowed most of the positive football we did play. So that's why I would say he made biggest progress. So I would say a 7, but I understand.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, AG. And I did see when he was in the middle when he just had a burst of pace and left like 3 guys and then laid it off. I remember that.
Play. Everything
at the same time,
decision making.
Yeah, at the same time though, I think we brought down our expectations of what a Manchester United player is. It can't 100%. Be like he's left the place. He should be doing that as a Manchester United player. So I hear you 100%. What's the next one? Bruno Fernandes. Who just did Dan James? That me. Waz, Bruno Fernandes, bro.
Oh, Bruno Fernandes, I'll probably give him a 6.5. He did get, I think, a goal and assist to his name. However, I judge a player based on his actual performance. Yeah. I felt he was dropping too deep, but then, as Aiden mentioned, the back line was deep. So Fred and Matic were deep, and then Bruno's just looking everywhere for the ball, so that's having an impact on his game. He should be staying high up in the pockets, and the ball should come to him instead of him running all over the place for the ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll give him 6.5.
Sean's Sean's in the building giving Rashford an 8. Well, we haven't got to him yet, bro. But at least I know what you're saying.
No. Wrong, man.
Nice one, guys. What are we going to? Neji. The next one is Rashford. Look at the chances. What are you saying?
I've gone past the stage of expecting Rashford to be that player. I feel like he's missed out on on key development stages of his career.
Yeah.
Managers, and I feel like we've just got to we've got to accept that that's where he is. So how can we work around it? I think Waz said something similar to Martial or maybe Aiden. How can we work that player around a system? He's good at what he does. He showed that today. Individual brilliance, although we don't like it, he's come strong and did what he had to do. And if that's Rashford at his best, then we're going to need that even when we are playing in good systems and stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, you'll put an 8 in the comments. Yeah, I'm not going to give it that high, but for me, a strong 7 is acceptable for me personally.
Why are you happy with that 7?
Me, yeah, I'm happy with that 7. Yeah, because if you think about it, the game was 0-0, and Rashford took it onto himself to change the game to get up.
Yeah, he did.
Fair enough, innit?
And Aiden, you say the same thing?
Yeah, and he won the penalty, so that's another thing as well.
This was one of the best games I've seen Rashford play in terms of like actually committing defenders, making people feel scared and run on the back foot. I felt like this was Rashford trying to make good decisions. I saw him actually for the first time. I saw him lift his head up. And I was like, freaking out. Yeah. Like, it must be a nice view. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was nice. That was nice.
So it's like, whoa.
Oh my gosh,
do you think it's fun? We get gassed off the basics.
I know.
I like it's like, they looked up. Whoa. 300k a week, but they looked up. Right, mate.
You know, have you seen that film Limitless? Have you seen that film Limitless when he takes that deal and he's like, oh my gosh, I can see like algebra in front of me. It's one of those moments.
It's like this guy's just done DMT or something. He's like, raw, looking around like, what am I seeing, bro?
Who am I coming to? Is it Neji, Martial? No, wait, it's Aiden, isn't it?
Aiden, I think.
Aiden, Martial.
Look, I'm going to give him a 6, and I'll tell you why I'm going to give him a 6.
People might disagree with that.
No, I'm not having it, brother. I'm not having it. If you tell me, no, seriously. I'm telling you, bro. I think Martial, is not scoring or assisting, But I'm telling you, if he scores or assists, it gets that. Okay, if he does that assist, Bruno doesn't get a pen. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, amazing!" Yeah, because Martial, Martial's touch is always consistent. Martial's dribbling is always consistent. Martial's short passing is always consistent. That's something that never wavers. It's the criticism I have of people like Rashford and Bruno, as compared to people like Pogba and Martial. Those things don't waver. So I think Martial, I think he gets a 6. I think Rashford, people say Rashford 7. I put Rashford up to 7.5 just because the dribbles he did and the penalty. Okay. But I think Martial really, if you look at his overall game, I think his overall game is a lot more consistent than Rashford's. Maybe not today, but when Rashford's bad, his touch is, mate, going back to flipping Liverpool. So Martial's never is. So I'm going to give him a 6. And 2 key passes the entire game that Waz told us. That is shocking. That is shocking. That is relegation service. No relegation, bro. That's Vanarama. That is Vanarama National League numbers. I'm telling you, bro. That is dead. Dead food. Awful. Trash. Woeful. Every adjective in the book, bro. I'm telling you, guys, fun that, man.
So I think Aiden just realized, it's just hit him that way. 2 big chances. You know when you freaking go right and you order some food, and you're like, you know that you go Subway or something, and you're like, have some sweet corn. They're like, yeah, sure. And they put 2 sweet corn there. You're like, 2 sweet corn. Put sweet corn there.
Yeah, man.
All right, I'll be honest with you, Aiden. I've got to give him a 5. Again, I relate to FIFA. You start on the pitch at 5. If you make a Listen, look, let me explain to you. I'm the biggest Martial backer, man. Look, I'm freaking backing him. I've opened up his accounts in the Cayman Islands. Watch, listen. I rate him. Okay, I rate him. But for me, we have to talk about what his expectations are. And because his expectations are so high, we can't give him a 6. That's not a 6 performance for Martial. A 6 performance for Martial is an assist or a goal. A 7 is 2 goals. And 8 is 3. You got to bring that down. Like for me, Martial was okay. He kept the ball, he passed it, but he didn't do anything that we know Martial could do.
It's a 5 then, isn't he?
It's a 5. It's a 5. We'll give
Yeah,
it
5. 5's more accurate. 5's
Mate,
more accurate. Yeah,
that was easy, mate. Flicking hell. Do we do anything else for you? All right, let's talk about this, guys. We're gonna talk about Ollie now, and this is gonna get tough. We can't be too long about this because I know we want to do it, but what are we giving Ollie as a rating? And we have to agree on the number. It can't be separate.
-10.
Whoa. Right, open up the voting. What are you starting with, and we'll go from what your point is.
Oh. If we're judging it on this game alone, I'd probably give him a 5, to be honest, because we got the victory. There wasn't anything personally to enjoy. We got what we expected, and 5 is like average. It's just around there for me.
Neji, Aiden, are you going down or up? Are you happy with 5?
No, 5's calm, innit?
Okay, we're getting there. Neji?
Carl says Ole 3, but to be honest, it's like, I think if you give him a 3, you're criticizing overall like the lack of coaching. If you're thinking about this game specifically, he didn't really do anything wrong.
That's the thing. What's the aim of a manager to do? To win a game?
Yeah, so it's just I think it's just a 5.
Yeah,
really.
the method of winning comes into consideration when you're losing, because then it's like, okay, now we've got to really start looking at what we're doing wrong. You should be doing that when you're winning anyway. That's my opinion. But I wanted to say 4, and I would have given him an extra 1 because he obviously brought on little short
yeah,
tie.
well done, short tie. He looks like he's 6 years old.
He was so nervous.
He's very cute, man. He looks like he's like 12 or something.
First thing my missy said, when she saw, she goes, "Oh, he's trying to go mustache." But no, leave him. Don't do that, bro. She actually meant it, bro.
Oh, mate, he looks so young. Do you see when he's on the byline with the ball?
Bro, he's a year younger than me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
he's a year younger than me.
You know what though? I rate him. It must have been hard for him, mate. He's still studying. He's studying. Do you know what I mean? He's playing for the biggest team in the world, and he's coming to a pitch where we're winning 3-1, but he's nervous. There's not even any fans there.
You know what I rated about him? Because he was so nervous, you can normally tell a mindset whether it gets too lost and he forces it or not. He actually had the ball and thought, okay, I've lost it once, I'll try to get it back. And then next time he got it, he actually thought, nah, calm, and then played a simple pass.
Yeah. But you know, between him and Ahmad, you can see the confidence that Ahmad oozes.
Yeah, Ahmad's cold, bro.
When he comes on, he's like, cold. He's like, give me the ball. Someone called him the Wakanda Messi. I was like, what the Wakanda Messi?
Killmonger, bro.
I was like, the Wakanda Messi. You know what?
These guys just see an African person and say, "Oh yeah, he's got that Black Panther."
I did that with Bayi, bro. I got gas, bro. I got the king of Wakanda, bro.
They can easily say they're coming to America's son. You know what I mean? You can say anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, I'm the Polish. Like, no, bro. It doesn't have any relevance.
Yeah,
I go to Asia, call it like an Indian person. Oh yeah, he's like a Japanese. Just what? It's just
oh yeah, he's like Mike Larry's son. You're like, what?
He's like, what?
But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Like, it's been amazing having Waz. Waz, tell them where people can find you, bro.
You can find me at United Analytics on Twitter, but it's fine. You can see me on here.
Yeah, nice one, man. And AG, as always, bro.
Yeah, man. I've got to cut straight away, unfortunately, because I've got to do a show at 10. But as it says, at Sunshine47, SONSHINE47. Same on Twitter, same on YouTube, man. Go subscribe, go do all the good stuff, man. And make sure you like, subscribe this channel as well, bro. Like, Dom's doing massive work.
Doing a mazza.
He's actually putting lungs onto this energy crew right now, Dom. Make sure you go like. If you don't like it right now, I'll find you, you know.
Yeah.
We'll
find you, we'll find you. We will find you. We will find you.
Maguire, you know.
Do not listen to him. Don't listen to him. No, Neji, I appreciate it. Make sure you follow Neji channel. We just started it recently. Just type in YouTube Sunshine47. You can't find it. No one else is called Sunshine47.
Oh, you need a space between the E and the 4.
There's no one else is called that. So you'll find them, guys. I appreciate Neji, man, as always. Subscribe to Neji. And then Aiden.
Yeah, United Aiden, as I always. Oh, God. Whatever you go saying. United Aiden, if you want to hear me waffling that, as I always say, you follow me.
Aiden, you got your own channel now as well?
Nah, not really. I don't know. It's a bit of a mad one.
Go subscribe to my man as well.
No, not yet, bro. It's a long story. But yeah, follow my Twitter. Follow my Twitter on it, bro. There.
Aiden's like an iPhone and Android. It might take a while, but when it comes out, it'll be good. You know what I mean?
I got to bounce, man. I got to bounce.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. Have a good evening. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much, Ian, as well.
Subscribe or I'll find you. Thanks so much. Have a good evening, guys. Peace.